Hello friends, George here. Welcome to my channel. Today we will take a look at my Vectrex collection, which consists of this beautiful Vectrex console and its original box and a bunch of games, which I will show in a minute. I bought this collection around 2009 in Germany at a really good price back then, which I reveal at the end. The only downside was that I had to drive 200 kilometers for it, but considering how difficult it is to get boxed systems at that decent price, I am happy that I took the chance and did it. Today is a pure show-off, so let's make a little space for the things that are coming, the games. In the next videos I will dive into the details with some background infos and gamesplay. So let's start with the first game, Cosmic Chasm. It's complete in a box and comes also with a price tag of 30 Deutschmarks, which was put by a rental shop in the days. The game is from 1982 and it's a multi-directional shooter. Another game that I also have in a box is Web Warp from the year 1983. It's a multi-directional scrolling shooter where you play a bird flying through a tunnel. This game is from the year 1983 and it's an action platformer. You play a character named Spike and you have to rescue your girlfriend, Molly. This is the only Vectrex game where the characters can speak. Another boxed game called Bedlam from the year 1983. This is a Tempest and Reverse style shooter game where your ship sits in the middle and the enemies come from outside. This Beauty and His Buddies, the games, set for a few years now in a dark corner of my house. So it's time to get it out and share the experience with you. This game is called Hyperchase. It's from 1982 and it's a really true arcade style driving game. In my opinion, this is the best game on the Vectrex. In my opinion, a collection comes always to life if you share it with others. This is Clean Sweep from the year 1982, also complete in its box, and it's a Pac-Man clone. Very fun to play. I plan to make this a multi-part series, I guess about 20 parts. Where I will show games like this, Starhawk from the year 1982. It's a first-person shooter in the style of Star Wars, where you fly through a tunnel and shoot enemy ships. This box is in a very nice condition. I got lucky with this collection. In the following videos I will try to go deeper into the games. This is Scramble, a faithful port of the arcade game Scramble, which came out in 1981. This conversion is from 1982 and it's a very good side-scrolling shooter, like the original. There are fewer arcade ports on the system, like this here, Berserk, from the year 1982. And this is a famous maze shooter where you go through a maze and shoot robots. And if you happen to touch the walls, you will get a nice charge of electricity and lose a life. I like this game because it's very faithful to the original. This here is Blitz. It's a simulation of American football. And it's a game that you can also play with 2 players if you have a second joystick. You notice the slightly different style of the box. I guess this is the American version. So this was part 1 of this video with my complete games in a box. The rest of the games are loose without their box. Some of them have the overlays and the manual, like this here. Flipper Pinball or Spinball in the US. I have the cartridge and I have the rest of the game except of the box. So here you can see the overlay. Nice to have it, nice colors. And I have also the manual, also nice to have, and it's in a good condition. And the previous owner cut off a part of the box. Here is another part, Flipper Pinball. At least I have the rest of the game. This game is from the year 1983 and it's, as you can guess, a flipper simulator. As I said before, I plan to make this a Vectrex multi-part series where I will show every aspect of this unique console in my particular style. So also expect some surprises like this here. So this game is called Armor Attack. It's from the year 1982 and it's a multi-directional shooter for 1 or 2 player. You control a jeep in a maze and waves of tanks and helicopters approach you and shoot at you. This cartridge came with this manual written in German language. If we look inside, we will find the sticker. Here it is. It says CBS Telespielshop Berlin. And because the 4-digit postal codes are written on this sticker, I can say that this manual is definitely from the 80s. So this game also comes with its overlay. Very nice. Here's the back side, and I also have the manual. Here it is, Armor Attack. And unfortunately, the previous owner cut out a part of the original box. And here's the second part. I previously mentioned that we have to expect surprises because we don't know if the console is still working. I haven't tried it out before, and I guess some of the games will also not work. We will see. Let's go over to our next game, Solar Quest from the year 1982. It also comes in this plastic bag with the German manual, which are all in the matching color of the game logo, surprisingly. This game is a multi-directional shooter and you can play it with 1 or 2 players. Here again the German flyer in blue. I luckily have the overlay and I'm also lucky that I have the manual. And as before, the previous owner cut a part of the box, and here's the second part. At least he is, or he was, consistent in this. So in the case you don't know, the name Vectrex comes from the fact that this is a vector display based home video game console. It's the only one ever designed and released for the home market. In the US, the console was released in November 1982 and in Europe and Japan in 1983. It also comes with its own monochrome CRT. So this is Rip-Off, a shooter game from the year 1982, and it's a conversion from an arcade game which was released in the year 1979. It also comes with this overlay, and I have the manual for it in a quite good condition. And like before, a piece of the original box. And here's the second piece. Let's go over to our next game, soccer or football. In Europe it's football, in the US it's soccer. The game you play with a foot, and here I'm holding the cartridge in the wrong way. The game is from the year 1982 and comes with this inlay and this orangey color. In German I have also the overlay for it. Vectrex games came with overlays because the CRT was black and white, and so in this way you could simulate some color, which is a nice idea. A small side note, in the year 1972 the Magnavox Odyssey console also provided overlays for its games. So now we go over to my last three games. This is Space Wars, a very interesting space shooter from the year 1982. During my research I found out that this game is based on the computer game made for the PDP-1 at MIT. It also comes with this German manual flyer. Let's go over to the next game. This is Starship, or Star Trek the Motion Picture as it was marketed in the US. This game is from the year 1982 and it's a first-person shooter, a kind of flight simulator in the style of Star Trek X-Wing. And unfortunately I have only the cartridge and this German manual. So a small side story. There was a time in my life where I decided to sell my games collection because I needed some money, and I put all my Vectrex games on some auction sites, and luckily I managed to sell only one game, and this is the game that I sold back then. And now I am very happy that I managed to sell only this game, because many years later I rebought it, and which game I sold back then I will reveal now. Let's get this out here. It's Fortress of Narzoth, a shooter game from the year 1983. Got it for a nice price. And this, my friends, was the tour through my Vectrex collection. It's very surprising that the library of the Vectrex has a great variety of games. It covers almost every genre of its time, and I can definitely understand why this console has so many fans. So now let's solve the great mystery. How much did I pay back then for this collection? I paid 250 euros. Comparing this to the prices you pay for a Vectrex console today, that was very cheap. A real bargain. So friends, that's it for today. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. I wish everyone a nice day and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.